if you're an Asmongold fan at any point in your life, you already have dropped any sort of self-reflection capabilities. You're incapable of understanding the way that the world views you, your worldview.
Ownership of it to Israel and America. No, maybe Israel and America helped because they thought that it's bad to kill your own protester.
Guy who literally said regime change wars and like democratizing Iraq is a fucking spectacular failure and didn't work is now heavily leaning into that exact same narrative at a time when the American government isn't, right? Donald Trump is not even doing this. Donald Trump is basically saying, yeah, we're doing it for oil. Who gives a fuck? We're going to bomb everyone in Iran. And Asmongold is like holding on to this idea that like there is some kind of democracy at play here, some kind of liberation at play here. Also, same guy who has demanded that the American government kill protesters. Okay? Same guy who has said America should kill more protesters and put them in concentration camps is now talking about how like we're actually blowing up Iranian bridges, blowing up the Pasteur School of Medicine that's been around since 1920 that actually created indigenous COVID vaccine. We're doing that to liberate the Iranian population somehow. No one believes this. This is unbelievably stupid. I don't even think Asmongold believes this. He just has no other option here.
Just because they want to change the government. The people aren't doing anything wrong. He just justified mass murder of civilians because of Israel. As I've said before, Hasan will always fall off on the side of defending, rationalizing, justifying, and downplaying Islamic terrorism.
What is the Islamic terrorism? They did Islamic terrorism to our F-15 fighter jet earlier today. Did you guys see that? They did Islamic terrorism to our U.S. Air Force A-10 Warthog when it crashed near the Strait of Hormuz. That was really fucked up, the way that they did Islamic terrorism to that. Really fucked up, dude. It's Islamic terrorism when you say Israel shouldn't do a genocide. Thank you, Asmongold. Oh, dude.
He will always do this. Every single time.
Yeah, this is his new talking point about you regarding defending Islamic terrorism. He's done it a few times recently. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to have limited success, I think, as the situation unfolds and as people start having to reckon with like how unsuccessful the American initiatives have been thus far. As more and more American U.S. Air Force assets are taken out. They will realize that it's not, this kind of counter narrative doesn't actually work. I'm just giving you an accurate analysis of the things that are happening. He has embraced the Hasbara, Israel, tiny country size of New Jersey.
Isn't it crazy that they can't even have one country, some shithole that's the size of New Jersey, Israel, they can't even have that.
Israel! Size of New Jersey, Israel! Why can they not have Israel? One country, tiny nation. Israel, size of New Jersey. No politics here. Oh, he's so fucking based, dude. He's Mr. Based. Yeah. I do appreciate like Asmongold's cattle ass fucking fan base going from Holocaust denial and anti-Semitism to so quickly snapping back to defending Israel with like talking points that were destroyed pretty much in the eyes of the collective all the way back in like, I don't know, December of 2023. Like saying Israel's a tiny nation. Why can't they have Israel? Is a talking point that doesn't even work in like 2024, let alone 2026. My man is mainlining Hasbara at this point. Awesome. It must be so embarrassing to be a Mold Man fan. I think it's more so, it's just, if you're an Asmongold fan at any point in your life, you already have dropped any sort of self-reflection capabilities. You're incapable of understanding the way that the world views you, your worldview, the guy that you really appreciate. But yeah, I mean, he went from saying Nick Fuentes is base for doing Holocaust denial to hitting Hasbara lines, you know, and defending little old Israel here. Why can't they have a little old genocide? I mean, come on.
I mean, bro, think about, like, god damn. People are just not having it. Just let him have it, man. God damn.
Let him have a little bit of genocide, dude.
Percent of Jews on planet Earth live. So it's
right.
not, he would
even his audience is like not fully on board with it, but I guess they're not suspicious enough of why he's doing this now. But they did not kill 40,000 people in 2 days. Like, you're unbelievably dense.
It was 3 days, idiot.
It's just not true. That's not something that happened. There's no evidence that happened. It's also physically impossible for it to have happened. And most people understand that is not a correct number. You know? It's an unbelievably high number that is, I mean, unless they just like blew up entire city blocks, Israel style, they are not capable of murdering 40,000 people in such a short period of time. Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't like pro-Israel talking points work? Have you looked at the polls recently? I mean, this is something that I repeat pretty much every day at this point. It's become my mantra, but this is the most popular Israel will ever be in the United States. Today is the most popular Israel will ever be in the United States going forward. Tomorrow, Israel will be less popular than it is today. Something to remember for all the Jewish advocacy orcs that keep tying themselves to the genocidal entity. Okay? Or even Asmongold, as a matter of fact. I mean, going from Palestinians are inferior people that deserve to be genocided to then taking an anti-Israel slant when it became unfavorable to defend Israel, to then looping back around to defending Israel's existence and Israel's violent actions is very interesting. But I guess, as I've said over and over again, when your audience is comprised of some of the dumbest people on the fucking planet, they don't necessarily punish you for contradicting your statements from like a day prior, especially when they don't even get mad at Trump when he contradicts himself in the same statement, right? Because Trump, even in his address, in his presidential address, literally started off by saying, oh, we're saving the Iranian people, and ended the presidential address by saying we're going to bomb Iran back to the Stone Age by destroying its electrical grid and destroying its bridges and shit. So those two things are at odds with one another, right? But because the audience is unimaginably dumb, they still believe it, I guess. Or they delude themselves into thinking that there is no contradiction here.
It was 3 days. It took them 3 days to do that.
Convinced yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Like, them killing 10 people is
doesn't even matter.
Still fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard a consistent number on this from people that just turn around and say, oh, they killed, 80,000 people. I've heard 80,000, 50,000, 40,000. It's fucking ridiculous. Shut up. Jesus Christ. How do you not recognize that? It's like, this is propaganda to actually justify American and Israeli intervention.
But there's no propaganda about Palestine. The amount of people that were killed in Palestine is a defined number that nobody can ever question. But whenever Iran intentionally takes off the internet, they shut down the entire internet. They bus in Iraqi militia force.
I'm gonna be honest. If this is the best Israel has as far as Hasbara, it's cooked. They're so done. Like, Israel's strongest Hasbara weapon now is a guy who doesn't fucking shower and is a Holocaust denier. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, you know? An inconsistent worm that has no fucking moral compass whatsoever, that will literally say unimaginably heinous anti-Semitic shit one day, and then the next day he'll turn around and be like, just like straight up repeat verbatim Israeli talking points. I'm sorry, but why is he even relevant? I mean, bought it or not, he has a fairly large audience still. Obviously, it's diminished as Trump's popularity is diminishing, even in the eyes of the dumbest people alive, which are the Euroid MAGA supporters. Double cucked. He loves talking shit about me, but hates the prospect of talking to me. But times are changing. He's doing crazy propaganda right now, debating chats with Israeli talking points, being a debate pervert, but he's not smart enough or quick enough to actually defend Israel. Even if you were brilliant, it would still be an incredibly difficult endeavor. Okay? Oh! Trump won't say what the U.S. will do if missing pilot in Iran is harmed. We hope that's not going to happen. Well, that's an admission that they couldn't extract them and have no idea what the fuck is going on with the pilot. Okay? Don't you got his number? Call his ass? No, I don't have his fucking number. What are you, crazy? Every argument he makes is literally him just fighting against his own lack of knowledge. For example, he tries to bring up the Gaza numbers. Obviously no idea. 1, what the number is. 2, that it's been the official number for almost 2 years now because the devastation is so immense. 3, doesn't understand that the CIA, the American State Department, and the Israeli government utilizes the Hamas health ministry numbers. Those numbers have actually been checked, and they are almost always a significant undercount due to the fact that the healthcare infrastructure has been completely devastated or destroyed by Israel. And yet, even the 75,000 number is a severe undercount, yet it's obviously the number that Israel also abides by.